In 1983, the world almost ended. Not in a movie, not in a simulation, in real life. A full-blown nuclear war, missiles launched, cities vaporized, millions dead, was just one wrong button away. And the only reason you're alive to hear this right now is because one man chose to do nothing. No weapons, no cape, just a quiet act of defiance against a machine and a system designed to destroy the planet. His name was Stanislav Petrov, and he literally saved the world. Let's set the stage. It's the height of the Cold War. Tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union are at an all-time high. Just 3 weeks earlier, the Soviets had shot down a Korean air passenger jet, killing all 269 people aboard, including a U.S. congressman. The Soviet military is on hair-trigger alert. Everyone is expecting the next move to be war. September 26, 1983. Petrov is sitting in a secret command bunker outside Moscow. He's an officer in charge of monitoring the Soviet Union's early warning satellite system. Suddenly, the alarm goes off. The screen flashes. Missile launch detected, the system reports. 5 American nuclear missiles are headed toward Russia. 5. Enough to start a full-scale nuclear exchange. Petrov is trained to follow protocol. That protocol says he must immediately notify his superiors, who would launch a retaliatory strike within minutes. There would be no time to confirm, no time to wait. Just launch. And hope you hit them before they hit you. Billions of lives are hanging in the balance. And Petrov does nothing. He doesn't call it in. Why? Because something didn't feel right. Only 5 missiles? That didn't make sense. If the U.S. were starting a war, wouldn't they launch everything? He also knew the system was new and not fully reliable. He thought, maybe it's a glitch. Maybe this isn't real. But think about this. He was gambling with the fate of the world. If he was wrong, and the missiles were real, the Soviet Union would be wiped out. He'd just let his country die. But if he was right, he'd be preventing a nuclear holocaust. He waited. Minutes passed. No explosions. No mushroom clouds. It had been a false alarm. What triggered it? Turns out, the early warning satellite system had mistaken the reflection of sunlight off high-altitude clouds for missile launches. A literal glitch in the sky almost caused the end of human civilization, and only one man stood between us and global extinction. But here's the thing. No one even knew. For years, Petrov's story was kept secret, even from his own government. He wasn't given a medal. He wasn't celebrated. He was reprimanded for not filing the incident in the proper format. Only later, after the Soviet Union collapsed, did the world finally learn what he'd done. Think about how fragile the world really is. We build these massive systems, military, technological, bureaucratic, assuming they'll always work exactly as planned. But in this case, the system did what it was designed to do. It sounded the alarm. It followed protocol. It just happened to be wrong. And had Petrov followed orders without question, you probably wouldn't be here right now. No smartphones, no TikTok, no you, no me, no anything, just dust. Here's the haunting part. This wasn't even the only time this happened. There have been dozens of near-miss nuclear events, false alarms, miscommunications, radar errors, some even scarier than this one. A training tape accidentally played in 1979 triggered panic in the U.S. A flock of geese was once mistaken for enemy bombers. And in 1995, Russia mistook a Norwegian research rocket for a nuclear missile. Even today, many of the world's nuclear weapons remain on high alert, ready to launch in minutes. And yet, most people have no idea how close we've come, how close we still are. So what can we learn from Stanislav Petrov? He wasn't a soldier with a weapon. He wasn't a politician giving speeches. He was a man who saw through the illusion of perfect systems. He trusted his judgment when the machine said otherwise. He was calm in a moment when panic was expected. And by not pressing a button, he saved the world. It's ironic, isn't it? We glorify action heroes. We celebrate the ones who do something. But maybe the greatest hero of the 20th century was the man who did nothing. So next time you hear that the world is chaotic or uncertain, remember, it's not always the big moments or the big names that save us. Sometimes the entire planet hangs in the balance. And the only thing between us and disaster is a quiet voice that says, "Wait, this doesn't feel right." If this story blew your mind or gave you chills, hit subscribe for more rare truths and hidden history that you were never taught in school. And tell me in the comments, do you think we're still just one mistake away from the end?